petty all the time. I'm petty all the time.
Baby, welcome to the party.
Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time. Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode with your favorite ladies, Petty Party Podcast. Today we are going to be reading out our motos, mind of the others. We have some good stuff today, so y'all ready? Tap in.
We are. Let's get into some things.
We are ready. It is your girl, Just Nick, checking in.
It's your girl. Oh,
this
shit.
is our mini episode, so let's go.
It's your girl, Colette, coming out to say, what's good, everybody?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Crystal, aka Champagne Chris, aka Chris F. Baby. Please say the baby.
Y'all are whispering.
Am I? No, I hear myself. I have headphones in.
I'm not whispering.
I'm not.
I mean, they are talking low, but they're
You're just not talking extremely loud.
That's what it is.
Okay.
What up? Is that better? Just kidding. Just kidding. Now he turned me down after that. Okay.
This one is titled, I Lost a Fight to the Side Chick.
Oh, Lord.
She said, my husband and I are legally married, but going towards a separation. I'm black, and I really think he likes Spanish girls because that's all he cheats with. Well, I saw one out at the bar yesterday and confronted her. We fought, and she did end up winning.
At least you admitted.
Not you got beat up by the side. Girl.
At least you admitted.
I know, in fact, she literally... She said she did end up winning because she had my braids and I couldn't see.
No, okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
Bro, I feel like fighting with braids is like, it's a death wish. It's a death wish.
I'm not fighting.
I'm not fighting with braids at all.
You're not fighting with any hairstyle that can just leave the scalp.
Thank
So,
you.
no.
Braids are a wig. I feel like with wigs, if your wig is on the floor, you out of back.
Snatch my wig off my head, I'm blacking out on your ass.
No, to be honest with you, at that point, like I feel like, okay, this is how I feel. So I don't fight whenever I have braids in my hair, and I really hope my friends don't try to put me in a fight when I have braids in my hair, because like that's one of those things where it's like it does snatch from the scalp. A wig, I really don't care. At that point, it's like if you pull my wig off,
you might as well take your wig off
then
yourself.
now I have
honestly.
to beat your ass.
No, but I feel like you at that point take your wig off yourself because it's gonna come off. Because
No,
I
it's
would
not
rather.
nice, girl. No.
You know what I thought of?
Because girls, the first thing they do is go for the hair.
You know what I thought of was the boat battle where the security guard, remember before he started fighting the white people? Y'all don't.
Wait,
Yeah, but he took his.
He threw the hat in the air.
Sorry, keep going.
Okay, we fought and she didn't end up winning because she had my braids and I couldn't see. Wow. Goes on to say, the side of my face is bruised. Oof. My husband found out today because the side chick told him. She even made a TikTok story time like that immature bitch she is. My husband called me an idiot and didn't check on me. Oh my God, I'm sorry for laughing. She said, I'm going to separate because I can't take this anymore. At least we don't have kids.
Yes.
At least that's a.
Is she wrong for fighting the girl?
Okay, so for one, it sounds like you're. Is she sure? Like she's like, it's not like, is it her actual husband or like her
They're
pimp?
legally married.
Because like it sounds like it's one of those things where the fact that your husband will call you dumb after you.
But they've been separated for how long?
No, they're not separated.
They're going towards separation.
She said she's going towards separation because
damn,
he likes
like her.
Spanish girls. And you lost to a Spanish girl?
My thing is, like, I kind of think it's crazy work to fight. You talk about he cheats with Spanish girls, so he's cheated multiple times. So you saw one out and you decided to fight her, like
fight your husband.
Yeah, I don't know.
But as the wife, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you could ever be wrong for fighting someone who is now like threatening what you have going on. It doesn't matter if you and him are on the outs or whatever.
Fighting?
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But what I'm saying is that I just think, honestly, at this point, if you are really done with the relationship, be done. If not, y'all may have to go work things out. But like, I think it's just alarming that he didn't take your side at all in any of this, and so you kind of went outside a little bit because your husband didn't even hop on your side. And so
that's why I'm not working it out with you. I'm sorry. And
I think that's it,
bro. That's why I hate how marriage is so serious, because after you don't take my back, I'm not working anything out with you. I'm done with you. Like, you called me dumb and you didn't even check to see if I was okay. Like,
but remember, you chose him.
But this is how I feel.
You knew he was never gonna take your back.
The fact that you even felt that you had to go to the lengths of like having to fight a woman in behind your husband, and then it's like, you know they're still in communication because she got to him before
First.
you even got to
Imagine.
him. That's wild.
And then
Like,
made a TikTok story about
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Girl, choose yourself. Like, at the end of the day, like, choose yourself. Clearly, your husband
Hates her.
does not want you. He does not want to be with you. And he probably doesn't love you. I'll be
He
honest
doesn't
with you.
respect any of y'all.
Like, he does not care. Like, he's clearly playing whatever game he's playing. Let him go play that by himself. Like, girl, leave.
Yeah, leave.
Yeah, like,
No.
as ladies, we shouldn't be fighting over men. Men should be
Yeah,
fighting over
I think
us.
she was wrong because
And men
again,
shouldn't
like,
even be fighting over you. Why would I put a man in a position to fight over me?
I'm not putting you in any position, but I feel like men, it makes more sense for men to be fighting over women, or men just be fighting over you than you fighting over a man. I'm so sorry. No, you're pretty. No.
Yeah, I'm never dating a man who's quote unquote separated without no type of fucking proof, because clearly they're still actively married, not
Yeah.
separated.
But
So it's
then-
like, why are you dating him?
But it's crazy you say that because I literally just started Real Housewives last night, and
which one?
New Jersey.
Mhm.
Sorry, New Jersey. And Doris, she is with this guy,
Mhm.
and he's still legally
But
married.
they've been separated for
9
over
years.
10
10
years. So
Yeah.
But you said like you wouldn't even be with anybody who's just saying that they're separated, they're not divorced. So like, would you even get into a situation where they're still legally married but they're claiming to be separated? Because even Teresa backdoored and said that
She
when she
wasn't.
met Louis, she was still legally married.
I feel like it depends on the situation. Just because like I feel like if you're separated, obviously like you're not, you're going towards a divorce. But I feel like if you've been separated for 10 years, I feel like it's okay, but at the same time, it's also like 10 years. Why the hell haven't you not divorced yet? And I feel like at this
Right.
point, you're probably not going to go get divorced because it's like you guys have gotten comfortable. So that I probably would not. But if it's like, okay, we've been separated for a year or two, and like, maybe you were actively in a divorce, like you're actively trying to get a divorce, then okay, cool, you can date. But like, even then, for me though, regardless, I probably like.
But sometimes
hard
divorces, they're kind of a lengthy process.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And
I feel like it's
so,
okay. Like, in
Sometimes
some
it may not be
situations.
them dragging it out. It just may be like assets and everything. They're trying to get everything organized. But me personally, would I like get with someone that's like legally going through a separation? Probably not. Because I feel like there's a difference between being separated and being divorced. And so to me, separation just gives me the impression that you just here temporarily, you gonna go back and work it out eventually. So it's me personally, I wouldn't
Because
probably
not
participate
even
in
just
something like
that, for me, like whenever someone's separated, I would still be worried about like them being around each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas like I feel like if you're divorced, it's kind of like, okay, y'all actually took that final step to be like, hey, we're done. Whereas separation, it's not a permanent thing. Separation literally is just a break. A break in a marriage.
Then again, I feel like a lot of people are doing weird things because they'll be divorced and still dealing with their ex-wife or ex-husband.
I mean, true, but let that
just
be
that
that.
person.
Let that be that. But I think that there's less of that and more of people still dealing with each other in separation and dating other people. I truly feel like people need to completely leave marriages before they feel like they need to go and mess around with other people.
But I feel like it's easier said than done now because in society now, like a lot of people are just separated and they're just dating other people. So like we have to hold the people that are married more accountable than people actually getting with them, because it's like, how do I know you're still married? How do I know you're still going?
No, we're saying the same thing.
No, I know. I'm just speaking to listeners. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, like if you're married and you choose to go through that process, I feel like you should actually make sure everything is done and finalized before you enter the dating world. Because I can see how things can get a little dicey, and then you might end up in a situation as the MOTO and like fighting someone that honestly, I mean, they kind of have grounds to be upset, but at the same time, not really. So
I don't think so, because it's one of those things where it seems like the side chick is very well aware of the wife.
Yeah.
It's not one of those like, oh, she's blindsided. So I fault both of them. I fault the husband and the side chick. She clearly knows. And
no one respects anyone in the situation. So
I feel like the best thing she could have did for herself was not have kids with him.
oh yeah,
right,
absolutely.
when she said she didn't have kids, I was like, dang,
Good
that's
for
a
you.
win is a win.
There's a reason
win
why
is a
stuff
win.
like that happens. I'm not gonna lie.
I love when women get out like unscathed.
Without a kid?
Yeah,
Gosh,
it's like, damn, good
'cause,
for
like,
you.
imagine a
Especially if you're
girl-
not married, like, good for you.
Imagine the ones that got out with 3.
I mean,
3.
no shade.
Happens. Sorry.
No shade.
No, but there was a thread like that going around online. This girl was like, "Oh, my baby well, she didn't have the baby yet. She was like, my boyfriend is doing this, this, and this. And she was like, I'm currently pregnant. And people were like, girl, if he's putting you through that, they were like, you need to think twice. Like, people were literally encouraging her. If this man is putting his hands on you, why would you want to have his baby? And I'm just like, dang, most people are be like, oh, like, it is what it is. But like,
is what it is.
But people are saying like, well, not it is what it is. But like,
no, I'm just saying
some people in the comments saying like, you can raise the baby without him. And they were like, girl, if you want to get away from him, have a baby with him, you're going to be attached to him for life at this point. And he's putting his hands on you. They're like, think twice about it.
Can we be so for real sometimes? Can we stop like pressuring women to raise children by themselves?
And that's what I'm gonna say. Like, for me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've thought about it. I'm not sure if I want to have kids if I'm not married. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just because it's like I don't desire to do that by myself. That respectfully. So it's like if I'm not married, I'm not having like.
That's almost like I can't have one without the other.
Yeah,
so it's
like I want a family.
You cannot tell me.
It's not that I want kids. I want a family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
like telling a woman like you can still do it alone. Like, do you understand like how hard it is to even raise a kid with two people, let alone by yourself? And you're telling a woman to do that?
I guess for me, I've never even put two and two together without each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally never thought about a husband without children. I've never thought about having a child without a husband. So.
Yeah, like it's just not.
One does not come without the other.
All right, y'all. So, girl, I think our conclusion is run.
But shout out to everyone that's doing it and holding it down. You the real MVP.
Happy Father's Day to
the actual MOTO, run. There's no shout out to you holding it down. There's nothing to hold down.
No, she already ran.
Your husband called you dumb. So, all right, next one. So I've been with my boyfriend for 6 months now. Last weekend, we went to visit a nearby city and we were downtown, and I guess there was a cosplay convention or something going on that weekend in that city. So we came across a lot of cosplayers. I found my boyfriend's reaction weird though. He was all like, damn, there's a lot of confused ass people walking around pretending to be someone they're not and laughing. He then took pictures of a few of them without them knowing and sent it to his brother on Instagram, and they were laughing with each other and calling them losers. I'm not into cosplay, but I told him to chill out and stop. They're not hurting anyone, so who cares? He was like, nah, people need to live in reality and not pretend to be a character. People like that deserve to be made fun of.
That's mean.
I just thought it was so immature to be taking pictures to make fun of them and making such a big deal, especially because he's 35 years old. Is it weird that I got the ick from it?
His age has nothing to do with it. People are childish all ages, but
they went to a cosplay convention.
No, they went to a city and there was a cosplay.
Like, it's okay for him to be confused in confusion. Like, I think we need to talk about that first. Like, I don't think he's childish for being confused.
He's just never seen it before.
Yeah,
so
and that's a natural reaction. But I do think it's to go as far as like taking pictures and sending it and then calling them losers. That's the childish part. But for someone to be confused in confusion, that's not childish at all. That's a natural reaction. Like, confusion is confusion.
What were you confused?
He didn't know. Like, but the thing is, he didn't.
It was.
Honestly,
I think it was a little bit of confusion because you've never seen it before. So he's just like, when he's there in that environment.
Who said that?
Where'd we get that from?
He's never read the beginning of the MOTO.
He didn't say that.
But we're just having a conversation.
They were out of town and just when you're downtown, I've seen it myself in downtown. So I've been walking and seen people.
So we came across cosplayers, but he didn't say that.
But I'm assuming that he's never seen it before because you're taking pictures and you're sending to your brother. So obviously, like if I'm taking pictures of something I've never or something that's unorthodox to me, you've probably you've never seen it or you haven't seen it often enough to be like.
I don't think
often enough. It still isn't good enough because he literally said people who dress up to present to other people. So you understand the concept. So whether you've seen it in real life or not, he knows what the concept is. So at that point,
he understands what the.
You don't have to act like you've seen an alien. Yeah. I feel like you can talk about. I don't like to talk about people. I don't like to talk about things. You can make a little hee and let's move past it. But I think you going out your way to take pictures and now you're sending somebody and you're going back and forth. It kind of gives bully energy to me. Like you can not like something and you don't have to go on and brag about it. Like probably now the picture's gonna be online in a Twitter thread and people gonna be dragging you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like
I have to agree with Jori. So the thing is, I think actually one of my biggest icks is when people are mean to other people, like unprovoked.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's actually extremely weird. It's very, very immature. The fact that you can't even like live your life without going out of your way to try to put someone else down, it's weird. So for me, I have to agree, like, that is the ick. And I actually I don't think I would want to be with anyone like that. The fact that you went as far as, I'm going to take pictures, make fun of it with my brother. And it's weird. Like, do you not have better things to do with your own life? What if people turned around? Like, what if you were in your natural environment, you were having fun and someone took a picture of you and now they're making fun of you? It's weird to me. And I think that cosplay is a very natural thing. I think it's not abnormal. people in
dress up for
all parts of
kinds different
Asia,
things. Not even
that is like a very, very normal concept. So it's like that also now makes me think like, hey, like you don't have any like sense of reality outside of your own culture. Now, I think that's weird.
So then I'm gonna have to challenge this conversation a little bit because it's not just cosplaying. The shade room and all that exists because of things like that. So in my case, what I'm saying is that, okay, so if the world feels so strong about this, then we need to eliminate these type of outlets. Because if that's how people feel, then we shouldn't be big upping places like the Shade Room or all these other people that are blasting people that may be cosplaying or doing things that's unorthodox or out of the norm. So I feel like everything needs to be the
But the Shade Room has never posted anyone who's cosplayed.
It's not about. I just said outside of cosplay. It's just in general. Like
posting people,
y'all post people embarrassing moments and go in on people. So it's like
I think that's the difference. Like
no,
there's a difference between
it's the same thing.
It's not. There's a difference between an embarrassing moment and cosplay. Cosplay is a very natural thing.
I'm talking about the action after cosplay.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not. Cosplay can't be put into that conundrum at all.
I'm saying taking pictures of someone and sending it somewhere and making fun of people. A lot of people do that. We even do it on social media. So I'm saying like we need to end all these platforms then because we're technically not saying I do that, but technically that's what people do and that people think it's okay. And that's what I said. It's kind of outside of cosplay. It's in general people doing it. So I just feel like there needs to be a bigger conversation in this because it's normal. And so what if like, so, you know, they said his reaction was confusing, but like, it's normal for people to do that. Like, it's normal.
I don't think that's normal.
But the world has normalized.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? The world has normalized.
Even if you go onto the Shade Room and you look in the comments, people will easily say, hey,
it's on the Shade Room.
But I'm saying, people will easily say in the comments, hey, you put this here so people can react to this a certain way. Like, I think that it's important to now call these actions out like she did.
Right.
You have to call these actions out. It's immature. It makes no sense of the fact that you're getting satisfaction from someone else's downfall. That's weird. You're 35 years old. You need to grow the fuck up. And I would have to say that for anyone. If you get satisfaction, if your highlight of your day is going on the Shade Room and being like, oh my gosh, I'm laughing at this person is down. Oh, now I feel better about myself. It's weird. Like you need a hobby.
I hear y'all. I'm just saying, I've just been witness to a lot of people doing that. And it's like, a lot of people take pictures of people in embarrassing moments and put it in groups. How do you think things go viral? It goes in group chats and then it ends somewhere. So it's like,
I don't think what he did was wrong. She just was asking, is that a red flag? And me personally, that would be a red flag.
Yeah, if you got the ick from it, you got the ick. That is one of your boundaries. Honor it. But I don't think you're weird for getting the ick. Like, that's just something you don't tolerate. Y'all don't align. Move around. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you know how they say when people be the biggest haters and stuff, they deep down be wanting to really do it. So
I'm telling you. And it's so crazy because like we just talked about before this episode started, I like had said how I was into anime like growing up. So for me, I would think like if someone made fun of me because I liked anime, I'd just be looking at them like, what does that have to do with you? You know, like literally like what is that? Like that's weird.
I feel that. Yeah, so girl, you're not weird for feeling the way you do. Like I said, honor your boundaries, and I hope like in the situation you addressed it and then moved on from it too. Because the way people learn, you have to address it in that moment instead of waiting afterwards. But we're gonna move on to the next MOTO, and this one is confused boyfriend. I've been going out with my girlfriend for 3 months. Everything was going really well, really fast. We even discussed the future, getting married, having kids, etc. Then her ex-boyfriend, she hasn't spoken to in over a year and a half, decides to contact her out of the blue. He tells her he bought a house for them and that he's ready to settle with her now. Mind you, she broke up with him because he wouldn't settle down, and now after over a year, he is giving her what she wants. She is taking a break from us in order to get her heart and head back in check. She says she needs time to heal, but she is torn in the middle. She has so much history with him, but she says she still loves me and that her heart is confused. My gut is telling me that she may go back to her past just because we've only known each other for 3 months, and she's known him for 9 years. I know she does love me, but I don't know what to do. Do I let her go? Should I keep waiting? It's currently been a month on a break, and I don't know what to do. Please help.
That's tough.
Dang, I mean,
That is tough.
they only known each other for, like,
but 3 months,
Yeah.
like, bro,
I feel like
you walk away.
I wouldn't take it to the chin. Like if she want to be with her ex, she's going back to her ex. If she's done with him, she'll be right there with you. And either way, you're just gonna have to respect it.
You're
like,
low-key in the rebound phase. You know, low-key you're in the rebound phase. So I'm not shocked that she's...
Because imagine that guy comes to me, you and your ex is together for 9 years, goodbye.
You know, like...
I'm sorry, like...
I don't know,
vice versa.
Like,
bye.
I don't know if I can even be with anybody. Like that would be kind of hard for me to step in into a position of like I have been with someone for 9 years and it's 3 months later. 3 months is like maybe a year.
I don't know if it's 3 months later. The new person was together for 3 months. I don't know how much time there was in between.
Yeah, true.
So if there was
maybe it was like a year.
They've only known each other for 3 months. So to me,
yeah, that's true.
Honestly, this is just a friend, a moment, move past. Like I hate to even say this because like I love, but it's like go find someone that actually will honor you and not second guess you. Because honestly, the fact that like he hit her up and out of nowhere she's like, we're on a break, confused. Bro. That's a breakup.
Like, I feel like if your ex can come in and confuse you, that means it's not a hard no. For you. Like that means you're still reconsidering.
Like you were never all the way out.
Yeah, you was never all the way out, sister. Damn.
You know, and honestly, like.
That's fair.
That's unfortunate.
She was honest about it.
She didn't have to. She didn't go, but she
said, let's take a break. No, that was a silent breakup. And honestly, guys, I have to respect her. Because some people will keep it in motion.
She said, try to play both sides. Yeah.
My future actually called me. Yeah. I'm going to pick up the phone. Bye.
No, honestly.
Respectfully.
I'll be honest. And I feel like even the guy in the new situation, he should probably like want that for her. Because to be honest with you, if you can already make it 9 years with somebody, just make it work.
Just make it work.
I'll be
like, damn.
9 years is a long
and there's no like
time.
Obviously, if there's nothing like,
I feel like if we were to flip it, that would put doubt in my head. Like, please go back where you were.
Like someone said, like,
I don't feel like what if you come back a week later, you feel like you changed your mind again. Just go.
No, like
just
I was on and off with someone for 7 years. It's like, whoa, okay, you know what? I have no fight. I don't have no hands in this fight because I don't know you. I don't know you like that. So you're not gonna choose me. And
I think it's different to be on and off with someone for 7 years and to be with someone for 7 years.
Yeah.
Because like, the thing is, there's a difference. Because on and off with someone for 7 years, you could have had 6 partners in between that 7 years.
Always went back to each other.
But it doesn't matter.
Nothing, girl.
But if you're with someone strictly for 7 years, that's completely different.
I feel like if there's someone that you have been going back and forth for 7 years, there's something deeper going on. Y'all are confused. Go work it out.
There might be something deeper, but y'all probably
confused.
But this is how I feel. If y'all been on and off for 7 years, then y'all are confused within yourself. Y'all probably actually don't need to be together because the thing is like y'all are coming together, but then y'all are never finding a reason to stay together. There's an issue. Mm-hmm. Whereas being with someone for 7 years straight, that's completely different. Like you are like monogamous with somebody for 7 years. That's different than being in a sometimey relationship.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, just answer your question. I think you should let her go. I think you should let her go.
Yeah.
And don't take this as a sign of defeat. It's not. Like, honestly, redirection, what's it called? Redirection is God's protection. So just look at it like that's a dub on your part. You get to move on and go find other women. You get to be outside again. Like,
you in that 90-day window.
You don't want to ever battle someone who's stuck on someone that's in a 9-year relationship. You don't want that fight. That's a whole different type of stress. You're going to be fighting 2 people, him and her. Like, for real. Why would you sign yourself up for that? Move on.
Screaming. Girl.
Just move on. Like, come on. Those, like, come on now. Have you, like, y'all have never been in a situation where you're talking to someone like they were clearly in like a long relationship. It may not be 9 years, but like they're always bringing that person in a conversation. It's like, bro, go be with that person then.
Go back. Like, and also, and if you have a kid under
go back.
Go back. Go back.
Actually, go back.
Because I'm not doing
go
this
work it out.
You. Yeah, like, or go figure it out and then go on dates. So your child is 6 months. Go back.
Like, go round.
6 months is wild. Under 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. Any kids under 1 year.
But I feel like that's weird though, because I know a lot of guys who be trying to date with a fresh newborn.
Yes.
I'm like, what? Nothing is saying try to work it out with my baby mama, but you're forcing to meet somebody new. Like, that's just crazy to me.
It's like, where's your mind at? Like,
they don't like your baby mama.
No, that part. Moving in regret.
Okay, y'all. I have one. It's actually really long, so we're gonna cut it somewhere short. But this one is titled, I hate seeing my friends have babies.
Guys.
What?
I want to hear what she has to say. Or he or she.
The thing is,
whatever.
I don't even know where to cut it off, but we just go, okay, when y'all have heard enough, just let me know. Okay. I just turned 37 years old.
I've heard enough. I'm just kidding.
All of my friends are starting to have babies. 4 gave birth in this past month, and another is due with twins this fall. I'm an elementary school teacher going on 12 years, and I always thought I wanted kids, but I struggle with dating. A little over a year ago, I chose to date a longtime friend, and we have been dating ever since. I was single 6 years prior to that, dating here and there, but with no relationships to speak of. My partner has a child from a previous marriage and has had a vasectomy since then. When we first got together, I told him I wanted kids, and he said he was open to IUI. He has since changed his mind, and I feel like should have been smarter and not had blinders on. I entertained the idea of a life with him without kids, and it seemed better than being chronically single. We have a lot in common, and we have mutual friends, and he's handsome, respectful, and he makes me laugh due to his quirky mannerisms. I understand why my partner doesn't want kids. His last child was unplanned, and he still has a child himself when it happened.
Whoa, so he has 2?
His marriage and child financially ruined him.
Heard enough?
He works 2 jobs into his early 30s. I don't need to change him. Yet here I am choosing not to leave him and bemoaning the fact that I never have kids. It is gut-wrenching to imagine a childless future because I don't really know what that would look like. It is just a terrifying empty space. I think I'm worried that at 37 it's too late for me. I'm worried I won't find anyone else. To add to the complication, I'm burnt out at my job and I cannot imagine teaching and being a mom at the same time. Yet I'm terrified to pivot jobs. I wish I had more energy. I'm starting to understand why people tell younger women to have children instead of waiting. Teaching was easier in my 20s than it is in my 30s. I have zero clue how to move forward, but know I need to make decisions and not just let life happen. I want to feel empowered with my decision and properly grieve what I need to grieve and try and build a good life, even if it's not perfect. I hate seeing my friends fuss over infants with their attentive husbands. It feels like I'm getting stabbed. Signed, 37 and clueless.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to start with, you got to get that jealousy out your heart, because that's what it sounds like. That's what you were leading with. And 2, like, it just sucks because it's like, dang, I literally was just having this conversation with someone where we live in a world, like, as you get older, like, people are so scared of the idea of starting over. Like, your man that you're with said he would have kids with you, then reneged on it. And he already has 2. And he has a vasectomy.
No, he didn't say he was going to have kids with her.
Yeah,
he did say that
I thought he said he going to vasectomy.
He was going to do some procedure.
And
the
then
IUI.
Yeah,
He agreed to
IUI.
do IUI with
So
her,
it's like,
and then went back on it.
yeah, he reneged on it. So girl, right there, that is your answer. That is a man standing 10 toes down on his boundaries. And that's where he's drawing the line. You're right. You can't change him. You never will. So what you have to do is, I agree with you at the end. You're going to have to go through that heartbreak, but then move on from that, because he's not going to give you what you want. He never will. And I hate to even say that, but as people, we have to start being honest in situations. When you realize someone can't give you what you are dying for, and now it's to the point where, like, you are looking at your friends as if, like, what they're doing is wrong. And it's like, no, they're in healthy relationships. And, like, even you're seeing the wrong in an attentive husband.
Right.
It's like, that's where, I feel like you're lacking in that aspect. And it's okay, but you have to, like, build yourself up to it. Career-wise, it's okay to pivot and start over. Like, that's the beauty of life, is we are able to start over whenever we say we want to. So there's beauty in starting over, because honestly, you don't know what to expect, and that's the enjoyable part of it. But you giving all these excuses, to me, it's like you're trying to explain to us why you're going to stay with this man, and I don't think you should. So I really think that you should call it quits. And I don't like to ever preach people to leave people, but in this situation, you want to have a kid, and he doesn't want any more kids. So what are you doing?
Yeah,
I just
Playing
feel
with your
like
mind.
I feel like life has just shown us so many times that what you think in a moment is the rest of your life. It's not.
It's not.
And I feel like the key to life is being able to walk away from anything.
Right.
Because like Paulette said, you can change your life at any point in time. And you having that limited mindset, you have to just be willing to walk away. What you want is somewhere further down the line for you. But in that moment, to just settle for something that you don't want is actually crazy, where we have one life. Why would I put up or settle for something that I know I do not want? That's crazy. Yeah. Why would you choose a lifetime of happiness? That's so crazy to me.
And then, like, you're upset because your friends are moving on in their lives, in their marriages, in their beautiful children. Like, what's going on? You don't see the darkness in your heart, because, like, that's what it sounds like. And it sounds like you're not happy where you're at, and that's okay, because it's not permanent. So you have to do the work and get through the situation. But you have to start it, though. You can't just sit here and be complaining, because that's what it sounds like
but
to me.
I do think she does see, like, there's something wrong with how she feels. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have wrote in. I think that she understands, like, look, like, I know that this feeling is not normal. And I think that's what people feel when it comes to jealousy. Like, it's unfamiliar to them. So it's like they become confused, and it's just like, oh, but it's like, honestly, jealousy is very normal, especially at later age in life, because it's like that's when things kind of start ironing out for most women. But it's a normal feeling, but it doesn't make it right. But it's a normal feeling. So I definitely think she should kind of like, comparison is always the thief of joy.
Absolutely.
So I just think she should, like you said, if that's what you want, then you have to align yourself to get that. You staying there, knowing that you're not going to get it, is kind of just like, girl, then how bad do you want it? And it doesn't sound like you want it bad enough. So my thing is, if you're going to stay there, then stay there. Like, if that's what you want, the man adopt, who knows? You can become a stepmother and become a great mother to his kids. But if not, then if you want your own kids, you got to leave.
See, like, you don't even want that. And on top of that, like, his reason, girl, just please choose yourself.
I feel like even when she said having a baby or whatever ruined his life, like
ruined his life financially.
Financially, he's working 2 jobs. Like, people have to be accountable for their actions. That baby did not ruin his life. Him laying down having unprotected sex is the reason why he has the baby. So what are we talking about?
It.
Like
so my
never
question
accountability.
is like, okay, to play devil's advocate. What if that's not in her ministry to have children and she's just not able to see that right now? So my question is like, it's not like she complained about the guy and said that he's like this bad person, because she wants to have children with him. So he's good enough to do that. But what if she's actually not meant to have children? So it's one of those things where she's like looking at the people around her, and not everything that's going on with the people around you are meant for you. And I think in this moment, she's not able to see that. So it's like, I think we're so quick to be like, oh, just move on, just leave, this and that, and whatever the case may be. But at the end at this point, it's like she actually has a good partner. So I feel like there could be some type of compromise that she is able to come to in that moment.
But how can you say that she's not meant to have kids and she hasn't tried?
And she wants children.
And she actually wants
clearly
kids.
said it there.
I mean, she wants children.
I would feel like if it wasn't in my ministry, then he wouldn't have let me thinking that he wanted a child and all this other bullshit. I feel like it would have been a cut clear. I don't want children. And then in that moment, okay, I go in and say maybe that's not for me. But
she also went into somebody with. She also decided to date someone that had a vasectomy.
I mean,
so like, I feel like there's like.
No, that is a little weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you truly said like, hey, I want children. I would never date. I wouldn't even get involved.
But Nikki,
I would not get involved. There's a difference between starting off a relationship with someone who's in a vasectomy and like, let's say that y'all have already been in a relationship and then
he gets one.
But
let's take it a step back, because I don't feel like damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay, I don't feel like because she hasn't tried, I don't think it's fair to say that it may not be in her ministry. But also, she did mention that she's been struggling with dating. So for one, outside of having kids, the hard part is finding somebody to have kids with. And the fact that she was just like, you know what, I met a guy who we've actually been friends for a very long time. Okay, why not? So a little part of her is already settling, because it's just like, okay, this is somebody that I know, I'm familiar with. Fine, why? He's a good person. Why not? Like, that's the balance that she's going off of. And it's like, okay, now you find this guy who meet the minimum standards, and it's just like, okay, now I can possibly have a kid with. So that's what I'm saying. Just going off of that, I don't think it's fair to just be like, okay, this is not her ministry.
I'm just saying, but maybe it's not her ministry to have biological children. It's not like she's not going to have children.
But how is it not her ministry?
I feel like
she hasn't tried.
The thing is, like, he has children. There's ways to adopt. There's different things to do. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think we're so quick to be like, oh, just leave him. But at the end of the day, like, she is like, and let's just be honest, she does have a time clock. Okay, so at the end of the day, so she now needs to start over and try to find somebody that she's willing to have children with. Whereas, like, instead of trying to like find some type of compromise with the guy that she's already with, like the fact that she's even going through the emotions of like feeling resentment towards her friends, like, I don't know.
That's why I said there's nothing wrong with starting over. You don't put it. At the end of the day, you said she's on a time clock. To me, no, she's not. The reason why it seems like she's on a time clock
for biological children, she is on a time clock.
There are people having kids in their 40s and 50s,
there are people, but that's not everyone's ministry.
It will be.
That's not everyone's ministry.
Let me land real quick. What I'm saying is that she's 37 and she's prolonging the end of something that should have ended already. And I agree with Crystal. I can't ever tell a woman that it's not in her ministry to have children.
Why jump into a relationship with someone who has a vasectomy and you want children at 37?
That's a long time friend. I don't know how long their relationship is running for, but what my point I was trying to make is that it's coming off as a woman that is waiting for a man to finally change and do what he said he's going to do, and he's not. And to me, I feel like moving on and finding someone that's gonna give you the life that you want, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, you need to take some responsibility. You got into a relationship with a man that could not physically have children
But we just
in
said
that moment.
We've already said
so
that.
it's
But
like
with her getting with him, he promised her that I would do an IUI. So there's a possibility of me having kids. So that was probably in the conversation, in her thought process of like, okay, is this possible? You know what I mean? So let's just give her that grace just a little bit.
Didn't at the end she said he changed his mind on everything?
Yeah,
that's why we're having this conversation. So go.
Yeah, that's why I just don't want to be a thing where it's not a mission. Like, no, I'm
think just saying maybe it's not. Like, not everyone's meant to have children, and that's okay.
But with her, she wants children, and so
I
you
think
wanting
she should give herself
children,
a fair shot.
I feel like she should at least try to be with someone's going to give her that instead of waiting with someone.
And what if she doesn't find anybody?
I'm sorry,
you don't know that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Move on from stuff that's ended.
If I truly want children, I'm not dating somebody with a vasectomy, friend or not.
But like I said,
sorry, friend or not,
it's coupled with delusion.
The thing is, you hope in a man and they will let you down. You have to go.
It's not making
what
any
is
sense.
true. Like,
I think she
I'm
might
not
be
dating
confused
anybody with a
herself.
vasectomy.
And that's why I said that she is a little bit. This is coupled with delusion, and she's waiting for someone to change. And you can't change anybody, especially someone stuck in their way. He already has 2 kids and a vasectomy. So I honestly think, like, me personally,
move on.
I would move on from that and just go live life. Like, go get what God wants for you.
I think she can
Don't just settle just because it's safe.
She can move on from that, but it doesn't mean that's going to change her feelings towards her friends. Like, I feel like we're actually not giving her any type of solution to her feelings towards her friends.
I in the beginning I said she needs to work on getting the hate out of her heart and the jealousy. I said that, and she needs to go. And then actually, wait, let me land now too. You need to go talk to somebody about those feelings, because honestly, it has nothing to do with them. It has a lot to do with you.
Yourself. In addition to that, I definitely think she could also pivot into a new career, because I feel like possibly her career with teaching could possibly have an like an underlying reason as to why, like, it's her like she doesn't agree with or like her friends having kids. You know what I mean? I think that, like, and she also said that she's been struggling with work. So if that's the case, I feel like, go find something, even if, let's say, kids are not your ministry. I feel like just wherever you could feel like you can have fulfillment in your life, that's what you need to go do. So if that means going and finding another career, going and finding something that actually makes you happy, that because you are 37, and you're 37. So, like, let's not act like you're, a spring chicken. And I'm not to say, like, oh, your super old life is over, but it's life is not over. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, at that point in life, I'm not working just to work, you know what I mean? Just because, like, I'm going in and getting a check. I'm going to get up and do something that makes me happy every day. So I definitely think she should do that. Like, make a career pivot, and maybe you'll find fulfillment in that. And maybe you'll start thinking differently when you start looking at life differently.
Right. I agree.
So yeah. Sorry, sister.
It's crazy work.
Not very crazy work. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, y'all. That concludes this mini episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed some of the advice that we gave. And honestly, guys, keep writing in. Keep letting us know what we want, what you want us to talk about. And this is a safe space. It's your girl, Paulette, signing out.
Bye, y'all. It's your girl, Crystal, a.k.a. Champagne Chris. Peace.
Bye, guys. It's your girl, Jori Alia.
Bye, everyone. Just Nick.
Bye.
Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T. Y. I'm petty all the time.